Welcome to Bowie TV Sports Spotlight, your front row seat to all things sports in the DMV. Before I continue, let me take this moment to pause and thank all of our viewers and listeners for their constant support. Please continue to follow us on all social media platforms. Follow all things Bowie TV. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. We kick things off with Pitt Sports Zone, where Coach Nemo shares his journey from Prince George's County to the Cleveland Browns, and why he's excited to join NFL vet DeSean Jackson at Delaware State University as the new era begins. Then we take it courtside for our Mystics WNBA coverage with a recap of Washington's gritty 68-64 win over the Minnesota Lynx. We will hear from head coach Sydney Johnson, Sug Sutton, and rising star Kiki Iriafen on what made the difference. Next, we shoot up Baltimore's AFC North action on the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. We've got June minicamp highlights and pressers with Coach Harbaugh, Cal Hamilton, and Marlon Humphrey. We shoot our way down the road to Ashburn for our Washington Commanders update. Get into the June 11 minicamp footage, plus post-practice thoughts from Coach Dan Quinn, Bobby Wagner, and Marshawn Lattimore. Finally, catch the heat on Legacy on Fire as NBA free agency takes center stage. Get the latest updates, reactions, and what's next for the league. This is your Bowie TV Sports Spotlight. All things sports all weekend long right here on Comcast. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Pitts. Pitt Sports Zone, Bowie TV, coming to you live. Listen, it's going down all things HBCUs. And who else better to start it off with them Bowie State Bulldogs? We coming to you, Bowie State Bulldogs, total access. We got the Morgan State Bears. Listen, all HBCUs information, all HBCU news, sporting events, updates. You get it live here with Pitt Sports Zone, Bowie TV, Comcast, Channel 77. Verizon Channel 11 is going down. Don't you miss a beat.
Listen, it's only the beginning because it's early still. And it's we're going to be here all day. All day.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I already know what it is. It's your boy Pitts. Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio, Pitt Sports Zone, Bowie TV, coming to you. This is another special one. But before we get into the guests, I want to give a shout out to Staples. Staples is one of the sponsors for Pitt Sports Zone, Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio. Thank you for all your print needs. If you need the prints, the posters, graduation time is coming up. You know, you want to go and get them big banners and them head face. Listen, Staples get you covered. And also shout out to Smart Water. Listen. Nemo, Washington. My God, what's up?
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. It's good to see you again, boss.
It's good to be on, man. It's an honor, it's a privilege, man. You know, happy to be on the show. Definitely a fan, so I appreciate this, man. So thank you,
bro. Like when I talk about, you know, when you sit back and you just watch the trajectory of one's career, and you know. The humble, you know, just being humble with it as well. Like it speaks volumes of who you are, right? And before we get into it, because you know you are a returning guest, so I want to do something different. Didn't really do this the first time. Just want to give an icebreaker so you know individuals can you know get to know you a little bit better. Also, shout out to my sister Joy. You know, Joe. Yeah, couldn't be without sister. Shout out to sis.
Absolutely, man. She holds it down. She a real one.
Let's get Reed Temple Connection. Y'all know if you know, you know.
Yes, sir.
So listen, bro. Give me, I already know this answer. I'm pretty sure everybody that knows because you're from the DMV. Who is your favorite NFL football team?
Ooh, I actually might not know this one. So
Ooh.
Because I was born in Atlanta.
Okay.
I was born in Atlanta, so I'm a Falcon fan. I was born there, but I was raised here. I was only there for 8 years, but Atlanta always stuck in. I was during the Vic era, so seeing him, it was like if I was here, it probably been the Ravens though because Lamar.
Yeah.
But everyone actually gets shocked by that because they don't know that part. That was my first 8 years of life was actually in Atlanta. So Falcons.
Okay. Give me your favorite place to visit, or that you visited, or a dream destination you would like to go.
Oh, favorite place to visit? Houston, by far.
Okay.
I love Houston. So, I mean, Houston's fun. I'll just say that I recommend everyone to go. And then,
Okay.
all right, you got to go down there. And then place, I like LA too, but place I probably would want to go. Believe it or not, I'm not big on out the country. My wife Joey is. Like, we've been out the country, but I'm not like super big on that.
Right.
It's not a place, but I'm pretty sure y'all see it on Instagram. Some people be posting stuff and it be like people like in a high, like a little high rise or something. It's like the water's fall. I would like to go something like that. So I don't know if that's a place. I don't know what it's called, but I would do something like that. But I'm not big on out the country. But Houston, love it.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's look my mama on the show. Hey, mama.
How you doing?
All right. And lastly, you're a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I ain't gonna throw no shade, you know, to Sutton Rams because I'm a Largo Lion. You know, but what player influenced you growing up that made you want to play QB, or that made you want to play football in general?
Oh, okay. Made me want to play quarterback. That was easy. Michael Vick.
Okay.
Now my favorite athlete growing up, two people: Deion Sanders and then Julio Jones. Deion because of the swagger, how he was, like how he carried himself, played two sports. I like something I like. Julio Jones was just my favorite receiver growing up.
Okay.
How he was quiet, but he still had a dog about him. And then Mike Vick, like I said, I grew up in Atlanta, and so it was easy to gravitate towards that just because he was a guy I looked up to in the area I was born in, and then it just stuck with me. But Deion and Julio, my favorite athletes of all time. Oh, and Kobe Bryant.
Let's get it. Okay. So Julio, oh wow, I can dig that. Those are two GOATs.
Yeah,
hands down.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, so before we get into it, shout out to Larry, Bowie State alum, Bowie State quarterback. Want to show you some love. We can't post those comments because they're on the Instagram live side, but shout out to my man Larry. Then also Coach Q Dog, Jamal Carter. Happy belated birthday, man.
That's my guy. Happy belated birthday. That's my guy, man. We always go back and forth on Instagram. He's a good dude, man.
Yeah,
Pop. His son's at Morgan now and whatnot, so I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, I can't listen. There's some games I got circled that I can't wait for myself.
You know what's funny?
Huh?
You know what's funny?
What?
Me and him, we got the same family, which is crazy because my family in Georgia.
Okay.
His cousins, those were like my peoples. The church, Mount Moriah, but they were like, we were close. Like we were like, I think I got to check with my people. But I mean, he said, "Hey man, you know my cousins." I'm like, I think those are my peoples and stuff. So,
oh, so y'all might be kinfolk.
We might be. I got to find out and stuff. So.
Okay, man. Pops is him, Mr. and Mrs. Carter, man. When I tell you the way they welcomed me and the way they show me love, like it's greatly appreciated from them because they constantly look out for me. And I'd be remiss if I never give them any shout out because that's all love. Yeah. So, bro, you started out Sutton Rams, Bowie State. You played the game. You started coaching. You went from Bowie State. You went to Wheeling, right? We spoke to you. We got to break that information when you was going from Wheeling to the Cleveland Browns. Before we get into your new position and your new journey at Del State, and we can kind of pivot and let's just talk about that journey with the Cleveland Browns and, some of the things that you gained and learned while, being able to be a part of the NFL culture.
Man, it was a great experience. I mean, talk about the best of the best from a player standpoint, the best of the best from a coach's standpoint. The knowledge that I soaked up there was second to none. I took so much from it. And it was funny because I would say, one of the highest of making NFL playoffs. And then obviously we weren't that good last year.
Right.
But I learned so much throughout, like especially my first year going in. I think, you know, I came in, I was like in awe a little bit. And to be transparent, I feel like that first month, I kind of struggled just to acclimate myself, where I was kind of like deferring a lot, which I should, but I was learning a lot of information, but I was like kind of like, oh, where I feel like I could have offered some stuff. And it took Sump Mitchell and then our head coach, Kevin Stefanski, said, hey, you know, you're here for a reason, you know, don't be in awe. Like, let's, you know, show your worth. That's the reason why we hired you. And I appreciate them for saying that, and that helped me settle in. And I feel like, you know, I grew every week. And seeing us make the playoffs, learn a lot from so many guys. I got to mention this guy, Ashton Grant. That was my guy. He was the offensive assistant, an assistant in the quarterback room. Like me and him, he helped me a lot. Just, you know, keep building my confidence on that level where I knew I belonged. And guys like him, guys like Stephen Bravo, and then, like I said, Coach Stump and Coach Stefanski, and then our also coordinator, AVP. Like it was a lot of fun. They showed me that, you know, in coaching, as long as you prioritize and organize it, you don't have to be in there all day, but just get your work done. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we had a lot of success, be efficient. Then the second year, we didn't do as well, but I still learned a lot from guys like Ken Dorsey, our OC, guy like Tommy Reese, who's an offensive coordinator now in Cleveland. He's a young guy, a little older than me. Just learning from guys like that, you know, how they did different things. So it was awesome. I mean, I wouldn't trade for the world. And honestly, I thought before I got to Delaware State, I was going to be there, you know, another year, because I signed a contract since 2027. So the plan was to be there. But obviously, I think God gave me another direction. But it was an awesome time, man. I can't complain. You know, I'm going to go back. You know, I'm speaking that to existence.
Absolutely.
sequence where you got the strip and the layup. I mean, that's a that's a high risk, high reward move right at that moment.
Just trying to put pressure on their players, trying to make it hard for them to get the ball in, and she fumbled it, and I went for it. But that just comes with how hard we play defensively the whole game, and that just showed in that final moment how much pressure we put on teams. And super proud of our team. I mean, we wouldn't be in that position without everybody contributing. But it was a team effort today.
Kiki, what are you learning about this team, or what are you noticing about this team? Have you guys learned to win these close games and learn to operate in these high stress moments?
Honestly, I think Shug kind of touched on it, but we play team basketball, so on any given night it can be somebody else. Shakira was huge for us, and she's been pretty consistent these past 4 games. Sonia was huge for us the other night, so I think that's the most difficult thing about us is you can scout for maybe 2 or 3 people, but anybody can step up. Shug has had 2 great games back to back, so I think the biggest thing is that we just play team basketball. It's not all about one person, and I think the way we started our season, we kind of started in the gauntlet. We played the toughest teams back to back to back. We've been in close games. We've had a game without Slim before as well, so we're just we're learning from those games as well, and each and every day we're just getting better. We're having better chemistry, better synergy on the floor, and I think we truly saw that tonight.
And Sadie, can you talk a little bit about Shakira, how her playmaking, and you've talked about this a little bit, how her playmaking is supplementing her scoring? I think she had another possession, she had the Euro step and dropped off for a pass and then kicked it out to Sonia for the 3 that was very reminiscent of the game winner the other night. How is she kind of rounding out her offensive game?
Yeah, she's one, I just think her approach, Kareem, her coachability has just been off the charts, wanting to be a good teammate, wanting to add to her game. She's always been a talented individual player, but now seeing the value, and that's what I think it is, just the value of passing and connecting and wanting to be a part of what we're building. And that comes with, spotting double teams, picking up teammates, talking to them about scouting reports, reminding them of certain things. We drew up a play and it was to get her going, and then she was also okay, and make sure we have something going on the weak side, just thinking of her teammates just in case there's a double, or who does that? And that type of player is someone who lifts her teammates up, and so just really pleased with how she's coming along, and just really proud of her.
Sydney, Shug touched on it a little bit with the pressure defensively, but you guys got 26 points off their turnovers, which is about double what they allow. What did you like most defensively to be able to make them that uncomfortable?
We really do have to play hard. They're so very, very good, and so New York is a special team. Minnesota is a special team, and having faced New York a couple times, I think we realized you just can't take plays off, you just can't. They're so, and Minnesota is the same. So I just think that we were playing hard and tough enough and trying to push through some things, being mindful of how dangerous they are from 3, especially in transition. So certain things like that.
Shug, I saw you and Jaden and Kira, jumping around after the buzzer. What does this just kind of mean to you guys, and what were you feeling kind of in that moment?
Just happy. We just having fun out there. Tonight was a reward for us. We've been playing super hard the whole season, and so we got us one tonight, and it felt good. Just to get back-to-back wins on the home floor. And I think we felt that tonight after the game when we was jumping up and down, excited and happy. We just having fun with it.
Sydney, just one more for you. Shug double figures in each of her last 2. What are you seeing her kind of put together? And Shug, if you want to weigh in on that too, feel free.
For us from a coaching standpoint, her poise, her ball control has been wonderful. Her connection with the bench, she's always looking over. She has half the time she's got a play in mind, or she's asking for the play call, and she's really growing into being a leader. She's great in the huddles with our team in the game, and during the breaks. There's so many things, and then She and Jade are picking up 94 feet, and really like they're the first wave of our defense, you know. And I'm sure I'm speaking for Kiki and our other players. Like when you see a player working that hard in front of you, like you know, all right, you're jazzed up to like give your greatest effort. So you're seeing, you know, you've seen some scoring here, but Sug can score. She's doing so many other things that we see and celebrate, and I'm glad she had these moments, and she'll have more. But we see her, and that's the wonderful thing about being around her and having her come into the gym every day.
I'll direct this one towards Sug, but Kiki, you can jump in as well. For Kira, we talk about what she's been able to do on the offensive side and contribute as a whole, but from an energy perspective, it seems like she really fuels you guys and is able to just bring that extra level. Can you speak to that and just what she adds to this team from that perspective?
I mean, like you said, she brings a certain type of energy. I mean, every time she scores, every time she getting an N1, every time she getting a rebound, every time she getting a block, like she's screaming, like she's showing you, like, let's go. Like, I think that we pick up on that, and when she does that, that just brings another type of energy to us. And so what she's doing is amazing. I mean, what she did tonight, I mean, sometimes I was just looking at her like, wow, like, it's crazy what she's doing. So super proud of her, and super proud of this team for what we're doing right now.
Can you have anything to add?
I think, you know, Sug said it. I think Kira has been she's gone through so much. Even just, I've only been with her for one season already, and even when she was out, she was the same way that she is on the court, and I'm just super happy that she has her opportunity. She's capitalizing on her opportunity, but she's just huge for me. Playing with somebody like that only gets me better. She's always supporting me, one of my biggest cheerleaders, but she definitely gets us going. Even in moments when we're down, she still has the biggest energy. She's like, we can always come back. Even if we're down 20, we can always come back. So I think she's probably the Energizer Bunny for our team for sure.
This is Karita Parks with Bowie TV at the Under Armour Performance Center, where the Baltimore Ravens wrapped up their last day of mandatory minicamp. But they started it off with a bang. The team announced the signing of free agent cornerback Jair Alexander to a $4 million deal worth up to $6 million with incentives. Now, yesterday, we had a chance to talk to Lamar Jackson for the first time since last season. And he was asked about bringing his former college teammate onto the Ravens, and he had a very clear message.
Go get him, Eric. I love all our corners, don't get me wrong, but go get him, Eric.
Have you got a chance to talk to Jair about coming here?
Yeah, I hit him up, but you know, you don't know. You never know with Jair. That's my boy, man.
With the cat officially out of the bag, Alexander joined his teammates today on the sideline for minicamp. He's not participating in practice just yet, being that he signed his contract today. However, we did have a chance to talk to Kyle Hamilton and Marlon Humphrey after practice, who are both very excited about the acquisition of Jair.
We were at lunch, and we literally, Lamar told us, and 5 seconds later, we see it on Pat McAfee show, so that's crazy. But great addition. I mean, he's been one of the best in this league since he got in it, and to have anybody like that, no matter what position room, especially as a DB, it's super valuable. And I'm super out of breath because we literally just finished practice, but excited to have him. Been talking to him a lot. Cool dude.
I'm super excited to add him. I think he'll mesh really well with the team, and it'll be a good secondary.
Although it was a short 2 days of mini camp, there's several guys that I could highlight that stood out. However, I particularly just want to note that TJ Tampa, he looks good, he looks healthy. Injuries held him back last year. But I also want to focus on Tez Walker. It is a stacked wide receiver group, but he has made notable progress. We saw it in OTAs, and we saw it again in mini camp. I asked Coach Harbaugh what he's seen from him. Here's what he had to say.
Coach Tez Walker, he looks like he's been making some strides just observing OTAs and mini camp. What have you seen from him?
Well, I saw a catch on the sideline that was spectacular. That was pretty awesome. He's every day, all he does is show up and go 100 miles an hour. He's got a chance to be really good.
Overall, Harbaugh and the players are pleased with where they're at right now. The team is off for the next few weeks. They return in mid-July for training camp. The rookies report on July 15th, and the veterans report on July 22nd. It's also been confirmed, as Coach Harbaugh has been saying throughout the offseason, that they will have joint practices. The first one is early August against the Indianapolis Colts, and then later in the month against the Washington Commanders. Make sure you're tuned in to Bowie TV for all your Ravens content. This has been your Ravens Rundown.
The acquisition of Jair.
Yeah, kind of crazy how fast that news broke. He shout out to Anthony Miller. He requested that. We were at lunch, and we literally, Lamar told us, and 5 seconds later we see it on Pat McAfee show. So that's crazy. But great addition. I mean, he's been one of the best in this league since he got in it, and to have anybody like that, no matter what position room, especially as a DB, it's super valuable. And I'm super out of breath because we literally just finished practice, but excited to have him. Been talking to him a lot. Cool dude.
Having a guy like that, another piece, another highly decorated, talented player in what's already a very, pretty deep secondary, what does that do for you guys in terms of flexibility, depth, all of those sorts of things?
Yeah, I think somebody, I think it might have been Ozzie. I think he said you can never have too many DBs. And, I feel like for every team at some point in the year, it seems like everybody's staying at DB. And, to just add a guy like that into a room, kind of like I was saying, like not only his play, but his energy, his charisma, his leadership, ball knowledge. It's going to be great to have in the room, and excited to get him acclimated and everything. He seems super eager to get in the playbook and stuff, so we're all excited to have him going into camp.
Just along those lines, how pleased are you with this defense's roster-wise? You really have no holes, and how excited are you about that competition roster?
Yeah, I think people kind of play into the, every offseason there's some moves made, and I think people read a little bit too much into it. I think we still have our guys here, and we got a lot of talent that we retained and brought in. Obviously, we just got Jair, but I was just talking to Coach Harbaugh, like just these 2 days, you can kind of see the trajectory that we think we're on. And still a lot of work to be done, obviously, and going to continue throughout the season. But, I mean, we're off to a great start. Seems like we're playing 12 on 11 out there sometimes. No offense to offense, but they'll probably have a different answer to that. But I think we're clicking really well right now, just clean up the little mistakes.
Kyle, it wasn't too long ago where you were a rookie. Is there anything about Malachi that being around him that has surprised you in terms of how far advanced he is as a pro and how he's making this transition?
No, not at all. I mean, he's a Georgia boy, so it was in him when he was born. Not Bulldogs, but he was born in state. We don't care about Bulldogs. But no, he's super eager to learn and very mature for his age, I can tell. He's a great dude, great football player, and excited for you all to see it on display this season. Obviously, sick about what happened to AD, and thinking about him, prayers for him. And but I mean, that allows Malachi to he's got to grow up quicker now, and but I think he's just the right guy for it. So I'm excited for him. He's going to do very well with the opportunity. He's going to have a great career.
Kyle, how does it feel to have potentially 5 first-round picks in the second year? I know obviously when you get to the NFL, it doesn't really matter a ton, but just that pedigree of talent with you, Malachi, Marlon, Jair, and Nate back there.
Yeah, I think that kind of comes with the added expectation that we welcome. I mean, obviously, like you said, nobody really cares that much on our side what round you were taking. Obviously, there's undrafted dudes in the league that make a big splash every year, but to have everybody back there is talented, smart, hard worker. We really have no excuses to not go out there and do what we need to do. So it's on us at the end of the day, and pressure is a privilege, and I'm excited for us to have that privilege.
I like it. I told him earlier, I asked him if he deleted Instagram because I was going to DM him. We talked a little last year when we had the joint practice, but then I couldn't find him on Instagram. So I asked him, did he delete his Instagram? And he said yes. So yeah, but I like it. I like it a lot. I think we did kind of speak on teaming up last year, but obviously, he was like, I'm here. And I was like, well, I'm probably not leaving here either. So it ended up working out, but really excited. I think a quote that's never been said and probably will never be said in NFL history is we got too many corners that can cover. So I think that's a great problem to have, and really excited for that addition.
Marlon, you spent a lot of time in the slot last year. Did you relish that opportunity to play inside, match up against some of the slot receivers, maybe get a little more physical, blitz? Was that something you wanted to do? Is it something you really enjoyed doing?
You know, when I first got out there, I think maybe my second or third year, it was something I really wasn't very comfortable with. But ever since I redshirted at Bama, that off season, I went into the spring training, and my thought process was, you know, it doesn't really matter what position I'm asked to do, the special teams, no matter what it is, I'll always be excited to get on the field, whatever the coaches ask me to do. And fast forward to when they first asked me to do that, that third year, I was thinking in my head, I don't think this is going to work too well, but they think I can do it, so I'll try it out. And it ended up working pretty well. And now I've come to like it because, you know, corner, there's only so much aggression you can have when you got to cover Jamar Chase. You can't be too aggressive, but nickel, you get to get in there, get in the mix, get in the trenches, as the big guys call it. So I feel like I'm a smaller guy when I'm dealing with the 300-pound guy, but I try to put on my big boy pads and do my thing. So yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's been fun. I've taken notes from a lot of different guys across the league that have a lot of success blitzing. Mike Hilton, obviously Kyle Hamilton, some of those guys that show a lot of just different finesse and different ways to get in there. But yeah, to answer your question, I've started to enjoy the position.
Marlon, to piggyback on that, do you kind of expect a similar role this year, and how much does adding a guy like Jair give you guys flexibility to move guys around and so forth?
Yeah, so before AD got hurt, obviously there was going to be a ton of a lot of flexibility. Then we had Cheeto, and it's like, wow, we can get even more flexibility. Then AD goes down. So we still got some spots, and then now we had Jair, and it's just, I think the options are endless. Me playing a little safety, Kyle playing that. It's even Malachi in college, he played kind of some of that nickel position. So it's going to be a fun secondary, I think, and just guys can kind of play wherever. I mean, it's added the addition to Jair along with the other guys we got. It can be a serious matchup. You know, if there's a guy that we feel that this guy can cover this guy better, we can match him up with him. We can all pick kind of who we want. We can have 4, first-round corners out there at the field. There's just so much that we can do. It's really exciting. It's really exciting to add him.
How do you feel this year? Obviously, you look pretty good out there right now.
I feel good. Just getting a full off season, get healthy. I feel great. I've been working a lot, trying to keep being in shape. Getting in better shape than I was obviously last year. Dealing with an injury, so I feel good.
What type of difference do you just notice? The nuances of just being out there? Anything specific that you really can feel a difference compared to last year?
Just the burst. Just getting out my breaks and all that. And I was dealing with hamstring. That take a lot out of you. And it take a long time to heal. And I was just trying to battle through that. But now, since I got a full, off season, I just feel great. I feel explosive and all that. So.
Marshawn, did you ever feel like yourself even when you were playing last year?
Not really. Not really. I feel a little timid. Just not like physically, not mentally like timid. But I could tell in my game when I watch film, I could tell how I'm stepping. I look timid, in my game. And now, just being out there for these past 2 days, I feel way better than I did last year.
Was it frustrating for you to be in a new spot and not feel like yourself? Did you feel like you had to press?
Yeah, because I just wanted to prove that, they made the right decision, obviously. So I just wanted to get out there and show what I can do. But, I was hurt, but I don't want to make excuses. So I was out there, so I was out there. If I was good enough to play, I can be evaluated on that. So, it is what it is. I just want to get out there this year, show what I can do.
Did you do anything different in training to try to avoid some of the injuries you've had in the past as you get set for this year?
Yeah, I just wanted more like explosive work, just more like not doing like free weights. I didn't really get in the weight room too much as far as like heavy lifting. Like I've been in the weight room, but just not heavy lifting. I just wanted to get out there and be explosive. That's more what I've been working on.
At what point in the offseason did you really start to feel like yourself and feel like you could trust your leg again?
When I really got back into it, from just resting, letting my body rest and then getting back into it, I felt like myself.
How long did you sign Will Harris? Did you talk to Will at all? And
yeah,
what did he bring here?
Of course. Man, he's just a talent, you know what I'm saying? He's a physical player, definitely. He's going to set the tone for the defense. And, yeah, of course I talked to him. I was in New Orleans with him. We spoke, of course.
Last one, John. Hey, what's your early impression of Trey Amos?
He got technique. His technique is there. From right now, what I see as far as his technique, he look complete. He a rookie and it's early, but, throughout the season, I just feel like he's going to keep that up and get better as the season goes. And I'm excited to see, how he turn out. All right, thanks, man.
Doing
Step? You want him to step up? Yeah, step up a little. Yeah, right.
Doing today we got over 100 high school coaches that are out here. The Commanders giving back to the community. Why is that important for the team to have that impression on the community?
I mean, we're guys who made this dream a dream for a long time, and for the coaches to come out here and be able to learn from our coaches and learn from us to go back to the youth and give them all that game, that's major because those kids want to be here one day too.
What do you think about your kind of edge rushing group? Obviously, you lose Fowler. What do you think about this group going into 2025 here?
I mean, guys coming here to work. We, like you said, we lost pieces, but just guys coming here and work, be able to show what they can do and fill in the pieces.
George, Dan was saying that you guys, as his front seven, have spent a lot of time together doing stuff, maybe more than last year. How can that help on the field?
I mean, I'm not gonna say we didn't trust each other, but I think we got a little bit more time to get on the same page than we did last year. I think that was the main thing. The more time we have to learn the system that we're gonna be playing, the better we can be off.
And how can that, one of the big emphasis, stopping the run a little bit better than last year, how can that help that?
I mean, if you can't stop the run, you can't win games. So that's our big focus this year, is to be able to stop the run a lot better than what we did last year.
Last year was a new setting for you coming here. How much more comfortable do you feel here in year two, and how do you feel out there right now?
Honestly, it wasn't nothing different for me other than location. It's the same system that I've been in. So honestly, nothing much for real.
Hey, Dorrance, do you all feel defensively that you left a lot on the field that you can be so much better this year?
No doubt. When it comes to a run-in pass from a lot of players, but that's where we just develop our skill set of making tackles and stuff like that. Just little stuff, little details.
Good. All right, thanks, Dorrance.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate it.
Obviously, you had some scary situations last year with the concussions, and it's just tough to deal with, obviously. But now you're kind of clean slate, another year in Washington. How are you feeling kind of physically and going into this new year?
Yeah, it's a blessing to be able to make a full recovery from especially a head injury. So I had 2 last year and went and saw a lot of professionals to figure out, okay, what's some potential long-term things with my my example, and felt really good coming back for the playoffs, and have made a full recovery, stayed healthy ever since then, and we're looking forward to year 9 now. Wow.
To that point, year 9, what continues to motivate you? That constant hunger you have. What is it? How do you do that?
Yeah, I think just it's human nature to want to continue to progress in your craft, and if you find something that you're passionate about, if you're fortunate enough to have that as your job, it really continues to feed that fire. And I'm in a fortunate position, very blessed to be in a position where I can come out here and play football and entertain the world on the football field. And so it's been awesome to continue to push, and now getting as an older guy to help the younger guys also come along and find the best version of themselves and hopefully make an impact as well. And so putting all of that together really makes it exciting, especially being out here in DC. Just the culture around football out here is truly incredible. Being out in the town and stuff like that, always taking pictures, things like that. Like, I love it because that's so special to have the community involved, because we all really truly feel like we're together out here.
Speaking of the youth and speaking of the community, we had over 100 high school coaches that were out here today. What does that mean as the Commanders continue to give back?
Yeah, I think it's awesome when organizations that have so much influence put themselves in a position to also encourage others, show others their way as well. Especially with DQ. If you're a coach, I would highly recommend trying to get 5 minutes of DQ's time just to see his philosophy, how he pushes the team, and how he coaches brotherhood, because I really truly believe that it helps you bring more out of your guys than you can actually coach. You can actually coach the fundamentals, but you can't coach the chemistry that helps make it kind of gel together on the field.
Personally, what is your message to the youth?
Hey, continue to find what your passion, and continue to make the most of the opportunity. But it all starts with finding what you think is fun. When I started playing football, it was something that was fun for me, and you continue to grow and push yourself into it, and then it became a job eventually. But it started, as something that was, for fun in the beginning.
How much does having that continuity with all the offensive coaches coming back help a group take a step from year 1 to year 2?
Yeah, great question. I was talking to Jaden about this, actually. We were talking about how having the same offense back to back, and how it doesn't necessarily slow the game down, but mentally you're able to process a little bit more, so you're able to keep more on your plate, and so it gives the kind of a confidence in yourself that where you're supposed to be, the steps. Still get the younger guys and the new guys up to speed, but it's a lot easier to get a few guys in the whole squad.
Hey, Austin, Coach Lynn talked about the running back room, and you talked about some of the younger guys. Could you talk a little bit about that? Because he said you all really have a lot of talent there.
Yeah, absolutely. We have 8 guys in the running back room. This is the most I've ever had, and so it's competitive. But what I love most about this group, it kind of comes down from DQ's philosophy, but just continue the brotherhood. And for myself, I've always been an advocate of helping the young guys. Like, my message is, you're trying to compete and take my job, and it's my job to hold my job. We want it to be competitive because it pushes everyone. That's what it continues to keep that fire that I was just talking about burning within us. And so we're out here encouraging each other, out here continue to compete. High fives. Hopefully everyone makes plays and stays healthy, because it takes a village to push this thing forward into the season. We know we play a lot of running backs here last year, so whatever crew we have going out there on the field, it has to be able to make an impact.
What does Debo bring to this offense?
Yeah, Debo's been awesome. I haven't been able to work with Debo before on the field. I've worked with him off the field a little bit, and so him coming to the team and seeing him on film, I think it's been awesome seeing clips of him, just how he hustles. Like, he's going for it. Like, when it's time to go, that's the one thing about Debo. It's all out, clearing out, whether he's got to clear out, whether he's getting the ball or whether he's not, and so it's been really cool to have him as a teammate, and I know he's going to continue to broaden our capabilities as an offense.
Before I start, I would like to announce a partnership that I have going with Children's National Hospital, centered around stroke, raising stroke awareness and helping stroke patients. This is my fourth fund in my mom's name. More information will come out. The website is Fast54. I'll be adding it to my bio in my Instagram and Twitter by the end of the day. I just think that everywhere I've played, I've tried to kind of honor my mom and honor her name. And so this is a place that's embraced me and, it's become a very special place to me. So I'm excited to extend that into DC being on the East Coast. And so I have one in California, I have one in Seattle, I have now out here. I'm excited about that. Just trying to continue my mom's name, and I would love your support and help me continue raising awareness. And like I said, the website's Fast54, and it will be in my bio by the end of the day. So I wanted to start off with that, and now I will take your questions.
Well, Bobby, you talk about this community embracing you. What does this DMV, this DC community, what does it mean to you?
It means a lot, man, because I think it's well documented that I was skeptical coming over to the East Coast. I've been a West Coast guy my whole life, but walking around in the city, the love that I've gotten over the course of a year has been truly special, and I always try to find ways to give back to any city that embraced me.
The extension of that, we had these high school coaches out here today. What do you hope that they're able to take away from this Commanders culture to give back to their student athletes?
Honestly, I think coaches are really, really important in a journey of a player. I think I wouldn't be here without some of the coaches that I've had in middle school and high school, especially high school. My coach, Coach Rice, I thought I was a basketball player, and he was really adamant about bringing me over to football because he wanted to. He saw more than just playing sports. He wanted me to do more, and him and my mom actually had a conversation, and he made a promise to her that I would get to college, and he was a big reason that. So you may not know now the impact you have on somebody's life, but just do your best, and the player will appreciate it. I'm one of those.
Legacy Maker, the All Sports
The
Network.
place is here and the time is now. Let's take it round for round. And people gather round. Let's see who can win the crown. All the marbles involved. Football, baseball, or golf. Who's dominating the hoops? Who's talking false or the truth? Yeah, come and show me your war face. I show you my war face. No holds barred, so for your sake, you better show up in good shape. Valuable information is key to your domination. So focus on preparation. Online is your reputation. Hands one-on-one. You and me, ain't no fear in me. You will see. When it comes to this, you be wearing the number 23. In debate, I hold my weight, cause these sports I'm attached to it. Your legacy, get ready, cause I'm gonna set a match to it. Hey. Burn 'em. Fire, 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 burn 'em. Fire, 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 burn 'em. Fire, 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 legacy on fire. Fire, 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 burn 'em. Fire, 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 legacy on fire. Fire, 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 burn 'em. Fire, 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 legacy on fire.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for episode 77 of Legacy on Fire here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network, and of course, airing on the amazing Bowie Television. It's good to be back. We're going to be coming for the next couple of weeks. We got a lot of great sports content coming your way. We got NFL information coming your way over the next couple of predictions and all that fun stuff. We're going to get into all that as we get closer to the NFL season. But more importantly, we got some things to talk about before we get into all that. Now, with me today, my esteemed panel. To my left. There we go. To my left, sitting there with us, he's one of the founding fathers, ladies and gentlemen, of the Legacy Maker Sports Network, Mr. Jeremiah Quimby. How you doing today, sir?
I'm here, man.
Just want to be present. Just want to be present. And then right below me here on the screen, he is the man that if you need a little Virginia Tech in your life, you need a little bit of look, he just the southwest part of the state. That's a Joey Raymond thing going on down there, ladies, and just a little bit, just a wee bit of Tennessee. He is the host of the Sit Down with Joey Raymond. Joey Raymond, how you doing today, sir?
Dude, I'm doing great. It's been a great day. Day before 4th of July, prepping for tomorrow. We're going to tailgate some fireworks. I'm really excited about it. Repping Miami Marlins for my boy Eric Wagaman, who's been on an absolute tear lately. Yeah, no, it's been a good day, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. We're going to kill some topics today, just saying.
That's right. And if y'all don't know, just go back and check that episode where Joey had a chance to sit down with Eric. This event, just go check on the YouTube page. And of course, last but not least, he's the lead panelist here on the Legacy on Fire show, and he is the co-host with the J&J podcast with the man right above him, Mr. James Brown. How you doing today, sir?
Doing good, man. We're back. Been a while, but we got some takes. We're ready to go. Let's get it started.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on, so let's go ahead and get the party started with one sentence. So one sentence. We're starting this one with a hypothetical because we've heard a little bit about this over the last couple of months. Now, the Bucks have made some moves since, a lot of this is going on. Damian Lillard no longer there. It being one of the things being waived. They brought in Miles Turner. They thought Miles Turner was going to be a solution over Damian Lillard, but that's besides the point. So the question is, there's still talks that he could be heading out of Milwaukee. If you guys had to say, okay, do you see him heading out of Milwaukee? Where would he go? If you had one sentence on where would you like to see Giannis if he heads out of Milwaukee? James, I'll start with you first. What's your one sentence on Milwaukee potentially sending Giannis elsewhere?
My one sentence would have to be bucking the trend. And that's because he's not going anywhere. Let's stop the lies. He's not leaving. He loves it in Milwaukee. He won his championship there. It's all he's known since he's gotten to the NBA. Their organization has taken him in. They've embraced him. I doubt he goes anywhere. If he were by chance to leave, I hope it is somewhere along the Eastern Conference. Maybe Miami. If Pat Riley can
talk that good
the old magic and make a deal. But honestly, if we look at a lot of the good teams, the contending teams, there's not a lot of spaces left for them unless you overhaul your entire roster. There's a lot of teams he could go to, but they'd have to give up so much just to make it work as far as money, compensation, assets. So if anything, it's going to be an Eastern Conference team, but let's be real, he's not leaving.
Yeah, and as much as I would like to see him go here, that ain't happening. We ain't got no pieces. There's just nobody there.
No
at
pieces, no more picks.
Right. And look, I'm sitting there thinking oh yeah, we got another pick in the draft. Nope, it's the Thunder's pick. How do the OKC Thunder have so many picks? But hey, shout out to them.
Sam Presti, man.
They're the chance. We'll get into that in a second. Next, Joey, heading to you. If you had one sentence to talk about maybe Giannis leaving Milwaukee, what would it be? And where would you like to see him go?
I'm going to go with embarrassment of riches, and I'm going to talk about the Brooklyn Nets, because if he's going to go anywhere, it's going to be to Brooklyn, because you're talking about OKC, but a lot of people are forgetting that very quietly, Brooklyn's been stockpiling a lot. They've got something, I think last time I checked, it was 15 first-round picks and 13 second-round picks through 2031. So they've got enough pieces that if they really wanted to make a splash and try to make a contender, they have enough that they could go out and start building one. So if I had to, guess as to where he would go, it'd be Brooklyn. The question is does Giannis actually really want to go there? But I could see him playing well in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn would be a very
anybody play well in Brooklyn?
not historically,
but hey,
trend. Who knows?
Yeah, Giannis
and they
is
drafted what? 13 point guards?
Did they draft 13 point guards? That's crazy.
Well, no,
but it feels like it though, doesn't it?
Like 4.
Yeah, well, I don't know what they got going on in Brooklyn.
They'll definitely pass them the ball.
Yeah, it feels like ever since they came to Brooklyn, they swing at something and they miss, or it looks good on paper and it just never materializes. But hey, Giannis there could be the game changer. Jay, ahead to you. If you had one sentence here on Giannis potentially leaving Milwaukee to go somewhere else, what would it be and where would he go?
I like the aspect of a big market. So for me, it could possibly be New York, just because they're literally one piece from actually being a decent team. But I think he's like what James said. He's going to stay where he's at because, he's built that franchise back up to what it was when Big Dog Robinson was there. So, that's what it is. As far as the Nets, oh, God, I think of the Nets, and it makes me think of, the Mets. They swing and they strike. Francisco Lindor has been nothing but disappointing. It's like you go there just because the bank's nice and it's got good money.
Well, and he's somehow a starter over De La Cruz, but we're not going to get into that because that might make Joya just a little bit upset, especially when you compare the numbers and you see that De La Cruz is beating him in everything except for one category. But hey, I digress. I'm not here to fight that.
I specifically avoided at the very end of the show when we give our hot takes and stuff.
We'll
I
talk
specifically
then.
avoided talking about the All-Star game for lots of reasons, but that is one of them. Yes,
Understood. We'll wait until that. We'll wait until that time. Next one on one sentence. It says Fire Stars, but don't pay attention to that. Next thing on one sentence. Let's talk about the new champions that have been crowned over the last couple of weeks. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the 2025 NBA champion, and the back-to-back Florida Panthers winning the Stanley Cup for the second straight year. It has been a really good, prosperous time in the NHL for Florida teams. Who would have thunk that the Tampa Bay Lightning a couple of years ago, almost winning 3 in a row before my boys put a stop to that, but I'm not hyping them too much. But they had back-to-back championships, and then we see the Panthers win back-to-back championships here in the last couple of years. So I'll start off with our resident hockey expert, Joey. Your thoughts on both the Panthers and the Thunder winning the championship. What is your one sentence, sir?
Well, I'll start with hockey, and we'll talk about how angry I am about the Carolina Hurricanes getting knocked out once again by the stinking Florida Panthers. But no, credit to the Panthers. I mean, they've done a really good job at building a sustainable franchise down there, and we're talking possible dynasty at this point. We said a lot of that when we were talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning and their run until your boys did their thing. But I mean, they have built a great program down there in Florida, and my God, they went into that series and they shut down Edmonton like it was nobody's business. I mean, it was absolutely insane. Edmonton stood no chance. They got a couple lucky bounces and took it to Game 6, but at the end of the day, like that whole series felt like it was going to be done in 4. And then as far as the NBA, my God, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
It's a lot.
Him and his cousin, man, they get me every time. Although I did love in Blacksburg whenever he would shoot a 3, Nikhil Alexander Walker. Yeah, anyways, but he proved that he is it. He's the it guy. And he really did prove to the entire NBA that he's worth taking notice of. I mean, that entire team came out of nowhere this year. They were way ahead of schedule. They did things that nobody thought, was going to happen this year. And so hats off to them. Hopefully they have some sustained success, but that we'll see.
We'll see. I guess we'll see. Jay, we head to you next. What are your thoughts on the current new major sport champions?
SGA finally got the recognition he deserves, and he did what Kevin Durant couldn't get done in OKC. But to be honest, if Hildebrand, whatever the hell, I probably said it wrong.
Hey, they got a lot of complicated names on that team.
Doesn't tear his, Achilles. Are we not talking about the Pacers? Because I mean, the Pacers made it a hell of a lot deeper than a lot of us gave them credit that they would make it. I thought it would be like maybe a 5-game series at most, and they went down to Game 7.